Hey guys, it's Lindsay. I'm back. It is 5:07 p.m. right now. Almost the end of my work day. Get off at 5:30. Thank goodness. I'm definitely ready to go home. So let's talk about how I'm feeling so far on day one of this liquid diet. Please excuse my hair. I was decorating the office for Christmas earlier, and it got pretty, hot, and I got kind of sweaty, so my hair is just yucky. But anyway, back to how I'm feeling about my first day of my liquid diet. I don't like it. It's not fun. Like I said earlier, I seem to be on a really strict liquid, like real liquid diet compared to what I've seen other people go through. I know all surgeons are different on what they require, but yeah, so today I've had protein drinks. I've had 4 so far. I've had 3 so far, and then I can have a 4th one tonight. And I've had 2 cups of chicken broth, which I never thought chicken broth could taste that good, but I was starving, so it helped. I've had almost 4 glasses of water. I had some unsweet tea, and that's pretty much been all. I have been chewing some sugar-free gum. The surgeon's office, I called them and asked them if it was okay for me to do that since it was sugar-free, and they said they really didn't want me to do that because I wouldn't be able to do it after surgery, but if I absolutely had to, then it should be fine. And I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get through this without having something to chew on. So for the pre-op, I am going to chew some gum. If that's a cheat, I don't really see it as a cheat, but there's no calories, there's no sugar, there's nothing there. It's just something to chew on. But I guess it is what it is. So I feel tired. I feel weak, kind of dizzy, and very sleepy. That is no energy. That's pretty much how I feel right now. I can't wait to go home and just lay on my couch and watch TV. Tonight, let's see, the protein shakes I've had today, I'm doing all Premier Protein, and I had a chocolate for breakfast, a caramel for lunch, a bananas and cream for a snack, and I think I'm going to do vanilla for supper. And then I'm also going to have some beef bone broth. Out of my 800 calories, I'm at like 530 or something like that. 500, maybe it's 580. But anyway, I've still got some calories to go. So, gonna have to try the bone broth, see how I like it. If I don't like it, I might just try regular beef broth or something like that. But anyway, yeah. At this point, I'm already sick of protein shakes. They all taste the same to me right now. Like, everything tastes the same. Like, the caramel, couldn't really taste that much caramel in it. The banana one kind of tasted like the vanilla one to me. Wasn't much banana flavor. So, really the only one that has a different taste is the chocolate. It's the only one that has a noticeable difference. So yeah, so that is day one. It's almost a wrap, people. So it hasn't been, it's had its rough moments, and I kind of felt like death a few times, but I know it's going to get worse. So send some prayers my way. Another thing that happened today is when I called the surgeon's office, they told me that the letter that they got from my cardiologist didn't specifically say that I was cleared for surgery. It just said that, in their opinion, I was at a moderate risk for cardiac complications, and that I could stop my aspirin. I take baby aspirin every day, the 81 milligram, and I could stop that. It was okay to stop that 1 week before surgery, but it didn't actually say she's approved for surgery, so they didn't know. The bariatric coordinator didn't know if that was going to suffice or not. Kind of had one of my meltdown moments there. Seems like there's been just something, just little things one after another that are causing difficulties. And I called back, and I was actually going to cancel my surgery. And I was thinking, if I'm at that kind of risk for something happening to my heart, for me to die, anything like that, then it's not worth it. But I talked to my surgeon looked at the letter and said that it was fine, that he would accept that as a clearance. And then I called my cardiologist office and talked to his nurse and asked her why I was at a moderate risk. And she said that my stress test, the treadmill stress test that I had, came back normal. The EKG was fine, didn't change throughout the whole thing. My blood pressure didn't go crazy. And she was really surprised that at my weight and everything that I could even do the treadmill stress test. And she was like, you have a lot more stamina than most of our patients do. And she was like, did you have any chest pain while you were doing that stress test? And I said, no. I mean, I had an asthma attack, but I didn't have any actual cardiac chest pain. And so she was saying that they based the moderate risk on different risk factors. And for me, one of them was my weight, one of them was the diabetes, one was the sleep apnea, and one was the blood pressure. So that's what they were basing the moderate risk on. It wasn't necessarily that there's something scary wrong with my heart. It's just I do have these pre-existing conditions and things. There is a moderate possibility that something could happen. She was like, do I think you're going to have a heart attack if you have the surgery? Probably not. She was like, your heart muscle seems to still be strong. So I felt a little better after I talked to her and found out that it wasn't something really bad that they hadn't told me about. And she also told me, she was like, if the doctor thought that you were at risk for harm, if he saw anything there that made him uncomfortable at all, he would have said, nope, forget it, it's not happening, end of story. But he did go ahead and clear me and just said moderate risk. So please say prayers for me. So I'll definitely be praying. And my biggest fear, like I've said in my videos before, is dying during surgery from the anesthesia. And or having complications, waking up from the anesthesia and possibly dying then. That's just my biggest fear. And it's not that I don't know where I'm going if I die. I am a Christian. I have accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and my Savior. I have been forgiven of my sins. Even though I do screw up every day, I always ask for forgiveness for that. And not to get too preachy, but if I die, I'm going to go to heaven, because that's God's promise. That if we accept His Son as Lord and Savior of our lives, we're going to go to heaven. So it's not that and occasionally I have my doubts about where I'm going to end up, but my faith tells me that I'm going to go to heaven. So it's not that I'm worried about myself, I'm worried about my husband. And I'm worried about, I'm going to try not to cry. I'm worried about leaving him. And it makes me feel really selfish and really guilty to think about doing the surgery, even though there's a risk. And there being the possibility that I can leave him. I've lost my family. I lost my brother, my mom, my dad. I know what that pain feels like, to lose someone. And I saw what it did to my dad when my mom passed away. And I don't want to do that to Anthony. I don't want to leave him. I don't want to put him through that pain. So, yeah, that's what I'm really scared of. But I also know that even without the surgery, I could still die from my pre-existing conditions. I've also seen what diabetes can do. I watched my mom die from it. I've seen what heart disease can do. Both my parents had it. I think my brother had it. They were all overweight. I've seen what those things can do to people, and I don't want that to happen to me. So I guess that's why I'm going through with it, even though there's a risk. I'm going to do it because I want to give myself a chance to have life, and the best life possible. So anyhow, I kind of got off track, away from the liquid diet, but that's okay. So anyhow, I will check in a few days, probably at the end of the week, and let you guys know how I've made it through my first week. And I will talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.